And don't let me stop you. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Logan. How's everybody doing today? Hi, bye. You'll have to bear with me. My voice is a little weird today. Good morning, Scott. Looking at my screen, there's like a new icon on the screen there next to where everyone's typing. There's a little heart. I guess I can send little emojis here. Oh, I guess that's me sending the little happy faces. Haven't been able to see those before. Weird. Okay, how do I make it stop though? Tracy just called you her favorite cat. She doesn't know you like I know you, does she? Okay, there it stopped. I don't know, that was getting a little annoying. Just been talking a lot the past few days. I got that new material handler in this week, and I talk more than usual. I end up thrashing my voice as a result. It's better now. I could barely talk on Friday though. I was hoping it would be back. My voice would be back to normal, or at least normal enough that I could do a live stream today. So if I sound a little scratchy, that's why. It's nothing wrong. Just overexerted my voice. Keep the water going. That'll hopefully keep everything loose in there. You'd be dead if you couldn't talk. Yeah, I was thinking, maybe I'll just cancel the live stream today and let Rhonda carry the thing. She's way more interesting than I am anyway. Yeah, I've never been a teetotaler. Everyone always says that when I have a thrash voice, hot tea and honey, but I have some honey around the house, but not really tea. I have lemon juice. I don't have lemons actually. I'm too funny. Yeah, but looks aren't everything. I just don't drink coffee because it doesn't work for me. Caffeine doesn't work. So Logan loves the haircut. All right, I'm glad. That's 1 point for the haircut. I wonder if I can move this little heart thing because it's in front of the comments here. They're pacing the fence, watching the motorcycles, huh? All right, you're going to turn them into motocross chicks, huh? Your daddy did that. Yeah, it's never your fault, right, Rhonda? Everything good about the girls is your fault. Everything bad is them, huh? Is him. You know they're daddy's girls. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's how it usually works at that age too. You're never to blame for anything. Yeah, right. That's how it works. Your dad took you to the horse races, yeah, and you like the horses now, huh? Yes, yes, of course you are, Rhonda. Perfect in every way, except for the Barbies. I'm sure you're right. Too hot, climate change. Too cold, climate change. Too normal, climate change. Earthquakes, climate change. Hey, it's warmer on Mars. Global warming. 8 times watching the movie. I gotta say, I don't think I've even driven by a theater that's showing the Barbie movie. Not interested. Your dad was a real good friend. That's great. Happy Sunday to you too, Sue. I got my 2 glasses of vodka. We're ready. This party is going to be lit. You're marking you're safe from watching the Barbie movie. Yeah, me too. They'll get rain, but it won't do a whole lot of good for the drought because they don't have any reservoirs to collect the rain. So it's all just going to wash out to the ocean. That state is uh, that state is a complete disaster. Hey, Lindex, I got the little building today or yesterday. Thank you very much. We're gonna probably put that together in the next couple days here. So you'll see a vlog on that. I'm gonna take your advice too, and I'm gonna call it Annie's boarding house. That's the thing. You buy it, you get to name it. No, actually, my voice is coming back on its own. Like I said, I could barely speak on Thursday. It was or on Friday. It was a little rough on Saturday, but I got up this morning and it was okay. My mom's okay. Let's see. What was her latest text message here. She sent something last night. Let's read it here. Guess they had a luau in the dining room last night. They had Hawaiian dancers, Hawaiian songs. She said it was all really a lot of fun, but she said it was also kind of sad because of the fires. She doesn't think they're going to get any rain that far north. I don't think they will either. It seems like it's going to be kind of go ashore in kind of extreme Southern California and then kind of head over towards Nevada, Arizona. So I doubt they'll get any rain up there. Let's see what it looks like though here. I realize I got my radar app here. Okay, I don't need the ad. Oh, they are actually getting a lot of rain ahead of it. That's interesting. Because this is a hurricane down here, but they're getting all sorts of rain up here too. So that just seems to be heading ahead of it. I saw a funny post on Facebook this morning that they've decided ahead of time that all of the deaths from Hurricane Hillary will be listed as suicides. But yeah, looking forward to what happens with the job. I'm hoping that turns out well. They're already kind of treating me a little differently over there, pulling me in, to meetings and strategizing and stuff like that. So um, I don't know. It seems pretty solid to me. We'll see what happens. The boss said he wants to have everything kind of wrapped up by the beginning of September. The person I would be replacing is leaving the department in mid October. So they want to give this person a chance to train whoever the new person is, me or whoever, as much time as possible. I'm also training somebody else too, so I got to get him up to speed and then get up to speed on my own. Now I'm a little ahead of the game because I've been a backup lead for about a year, so I know a lot of this stuff already. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm being seriously considered for it this time, because I've already got some experience, and so we'll see what happens. I wish we were going to get some of the rain here. We could really use it here. I was actually looking at my hurricane tracking app, and there's like five storms brewing right now in the Atlantic. So that's weird because it's been weeks and weeks and weeks before since anything happened. Now all of a sudden there's five of them. You're making instant pot ribs tonight. You can't go wrong with those. Those are awesome. I can't believe how good those were. My mom's doing good, Gene. They had, I guess, a luau in the dining room the other night. I don't know if it was inspired by the fires in Hawaii or just a coincidence, but you had to start the car to put the air on, huh? Yeah, it's going to be hot here today. They were saying 107 on the radio, and the weather app says 110. Yikes, that's hot. Says it's 96 right now. Well, my friend is on the Big Island, so he's not really directly affected by that. But he said he's actually going to go to Maui this week just to kind of support some of the local businesses. So that's cool. Well, the point was I was never going to be a full-on material handler. They always wanted me to be a backup of that because I can do so many other things. They didn't necessarily just want to waste me on the one thing. So, I was just taking over it. Fortunately, I learned a lot of the job in the past 6 months. I basically got just thrown into the fire because the person who was a material handler before transferred to another department. They had 2 weeks to train me, and then basically I just had to kind of figure it out on my own. So, I've learned a lot. The boss says I have about 90% of it, under control now. So that's a good thing. I can deal with most of the day to day things, and I'm also capable of training the next person because if I know how to do something, I could train somebody else how to do it. So I wouldn't put too much into it that they're training someone else. That was just a coincidence that happened when it did. Yeah, it's been over 100 here for, I don't know, a month or month and a half. We had, I think, 1 or 2 days where it was under 100, but other than that, it's 100 plus for the foreseeable future. So we ain't out of this yet. I've been to Hawaii a couple times to visit my friend who lives there, but I've only mainly been on the Big Island. The rest of it looks really beautiful, but uh, I'm more into the geology end of things. Yeah, I've been very happy working there. It's been just one good opportunity after another. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing about the hurricane. It looks like it'll probably make landfall around San Diego, and then kind of move northeast into Nevada and maybe Arizona. My hours will basically be the same, except maybe a little longer. I'll probably have to go in a little earlier in the morning and stay a little later at night. That's why I've told John at Silo of Screams that I probably won't be doing that a whole lot this year, maybe not that much anymore. It's sad, but you know, the job changes, and that's what pays the bills. Yes, I get a little money from doing Silo of Screams, but I do that more just because I like doing it. But I can't guarantee that I can just blast out of work at 7:30 anymore, and that's what I got to do if I'm going to do Silo of Screams. The girls have started collecting pretty rocks, huh? That one that's on the cover here of the profile pic is this one here. This is one that's been at the Gallery 11 showroom for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and I've looked at it and never really was that impressed with it. And then last time I was there, the owner showed it to me under a white light, and it's just amazingly beautiful. And so I picked that one up this week. I also got a really cool geode that I considered using as the profile picture, but I chose that one instead. Girls, the guy who won the race just did a burnout for the girls. How awesome is that? Yeah, it's really sad what's going on Maui. I almost said meowie. No, that one doesn't react to, well, it reacts to white light. It doesn't react to ultraviolet light. This is called malachite, and it's got this really cool green look to it, but you shine a white light on it, and it's really cool because it's got all sorts of crystals here. Let me see if I can make it do its thing with a flashlight here. get the light on it here and let's just see what it really does. See how beautiful that is under white light. It's like little miniature green quartz crystals in there. They say that this mineral was the inspiration for the Emerald City in The Wizard of Oz, which is kind of cool. You have some malachite jewelry, huh? Yeah, there's my little Dairy Queen, Susan, with the little ads in the window. I think it turned out really great. I love that one. And I got two more buildings that came in from other viewers. This one came from Lindex. This just arrived yesterday, and this is a little house that's by the same company that sent the Dairy Queen was from. And then I got this one too from. Let's see, got the tags here from Kathy Byer, and so that's a cool little business building. It's a corner building, what something like that, office building. They say corner cafes, but I guess it can be whatever you want it to. I think it's cool because it's got the little 45-degree window or entryway there. So we're good. We got a couple of buildings to build now. So I didn't anticipate that would be so popular with people that they would actually do that. But like every few days, something new is coming. So that's kind of fun. Did I print the ads? I mean the ads in the Dairy Queen? Yeah, I found the ads online and printed them out on photo paper. And like I said, each one of those in the video, each one of those is about a third of an inch tall. So the printout of all the ads was like that big, about the size of a postage stamp. And then I cut it into six pieces and put the ads all over it. I think it looks great. You can't figure out how I got the ads so small. In Photoshop, you can resize things. And I wanted to keep the resolution because the pictures were reasonably good. And so with Photoshop, you have, the dimensions of the image in pixels, an XY axis, and then you have the number of pixels per inch. And what I did is I kept the same number of pixels, but greatly increased the number of pixels per inch, which shrinks the image down but keeps the resolution. So then when I printed it out high resolution on photographic, on glossy photographic paper, it kept the resolution and the pictures looked just fantastic. Yeah, you can't even really do justice to it on the camera here, but you know, because the camera can't really focus on it that well. But the images are very, very clear. You hold a magnifying glass up to it, and you can, it's full resolution. It looks great. Polished malachite is beautiful, but I've made it clear when I've gone over to the little stone store I've been going into that I'm more into the raw, unfinished samples than I am into like, polished stones. I got a few polished stones, but I'm not really into those as much. I don't know. We're going to have to figure out how we're gonna do street lights and stuff like that. I may end up having to put like um, another piece of plywood on top of the table here, and then run the stuff through that. I don't know. This is gonna be a multi-year project. Makes me want ice cream. Next vlog I have is gonna be me making ice cream with Susan's ice cream maker that we showed you last week. I did actually make the decision to uh, do my first attempt at ice cream on a vlog rather than playing with it a couple times and seeing what happened. As it turns out, it took me 2 days to do it the first time because I had to kind of figure out what was going on. My assumption about the ice cream maker was that the ice cream maker itself produced the cold to cool the ice cream down. But it turns out that the bowl you mix the ice cream in is hollow in the interior, filled with liquid. And so you have to put the bowl in the freezer and freeze that liquid. And that's what provides the cold. And it took like 2 days to fully get that thing frozen. So the vlog that comes up on Tuesday, me making ice cream, uh, it actually took 2 days to shoot that, primarily just because the first time I put it in there, it was I had realized by reading the directions that you had to, put some you had to freeze that thing, but I figured, okay, 6 or 8 hours would be enough. No, 6 or 8 hours wasn't enough. And so when I put the ingredients in there, it didn't cool it down enough to make it become firm like ice cream. So I ended up taking all the ingredients out of the bowl, put them in the refrigerator, leave them there overnight, and I put the the bowl that the ice cream was mixed in the freezer and left it there overnight. And next day when I did it, it worked great. It would be cool to place light inside of the buildings. Well, and they plan for you doing that too, because there is a little hole in the bottom of the building that you can run a light up through. So, yeah, you absolutely can do that. I disabled the ice cream make or the ice maker on the refrigerator because it leaked, and so I just make ice in ice trays. Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my bowl too. It just lives in the freezer in the garage now, and so when I'm ready to make ice cream, I'll be ready to go. I don't know what's for supper tonight. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, Rhonda's doing instant pot ribs. I don't know. Maybe I'll do instant pot ribs too. That'd be good. Most of the time where I do like a meal in the instant pot, it's for the video, but I do use it from time to time and have done stuff in there that I don't show in the videos. I do use the instant pot a lot for like veggies and stuff like that. It's perfect for steaming vegetables. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same state, Rhonda. I got so many kitchen gadgets, but when Susan recommended ice cream makers, like, you know what, I'll make room for that. Yeah, I might make some sorbet at some point too. There's a couple of sorbet recipes. I haven't made pancakes for dinner for a long time, but I've been known to do that. Yeah, yeah, you know exactly what's in the ice cream. No, I don't think my mom uses her instant pot that much. That's a shame because I really like mine. I use it all the time. I think the only thing I use more in terms of cooking is probably like my microwave, toaster oven. One of the things my mom was recommending when she heard about the ice cream maker was I was talking a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about strawberries and whether I'd had a lot of strawberries since I was here because my mom knows Flash likes strawberries. And I says, no, I haven't really done a lot of strawberries since I've been in Texas. California, you get really great strawberries because you'll get strawberries that are the size of a tennis ball, but we don't get the really big strawberries here like you did in California. I said, what we do is since we're close proximity to Georgia, we get the peaches. And I've been enjoying peaches. My mom says, got to make peach ice cream. I said, that's a really good idea. And after reading the ingredients for making your other kinds of ice cream, I think I probably could make some good peach ice cream. So we'll probably do that at some point. Yeah, raspberries would be good too. I've been thinking about that too. Raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. I think you could do ice cream with all of that. But yeah, I love raspberries. Yeah, well, I like I said, I love peaches and been enjoying Georgia peaches lately. So rum raisin, yeah, maybe. I was thinking I could even make my own Rocky Road if I wanted to, because I could just take the chocolate, the basic chocolate recipe they have, and put almonds and marshmallows in it, and we're good. And make raspberries, strain the pits off. That's probably a good idea. You don't want your ice cream to be crunchy. About that chocolate souffle with a scoop of vanilla on it. That actually sounds wicked good. Charlotte is doing somersaults. That's good. That's good exercise. Gene thinks they taste better when they're left in. Okay. Yeah, the chocolate souffle with vanilla, that might almost be criminal. It'd be so good. Oh, you okay? I misread that. You said it tastes bitter. I thought it said tastes better. Okay, sorry, I read that wrong. So we still get the argument for taking him out. Made an apple Danish. That sounds good. I love apple Danishes. Yeah, resume's done and submitted. I think I have a really strong resume. I was sitting there reading it, and it's like, it's almost like I just went step by step all the job requirements that are listed on the website and said, "Yep, I know how to do that. Yep, I know how to do that. Yep, know how to do that." So thanks for stopping in, Tracy. Good talking to you. to light a candle and do a chant for my job. I'll take whatever I can get. By the way, Susan, did you get that headset thing I sent you? I think it should have arrived like yesterday or something. Bring the boss ice cream. Yeah, it would probably be melted by the time I got there. But what with the heat and all. I think you mean bribe the boss, but I'm not going to bribe the boss. I'm not into that. Sorry, that's not my scene. Oh yeah, well, I think there's a whole bunch of things they see in me that make them think that I can handle this. Basically, I've hit, um, I've done well in every assignment they've given me. They already know that I know how to do the job somewhat because I've been a backup lead for a year, and so yeah, no, I don't think I have to bribe them. I think I'm already on his good side. Invite the boss to some of my world class instant pot dinners. It's interesting. I've managed to keep these two worlds separate. Uh, well, one person at work knows about the vlog, and he's at my request, he's kept his mouth shut. And you know, it's, that's kind of how I prefer it. I don't want the two worlds to meet. I guess it's inevitable. Somebody will eventually figure it out, but especially as the channel grows and becomes more popular. But the longer I can drag it out, the better, I think. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've worked hard in this place, and it's funny because the second it was announced that lead was leaving last week, um, everybody came up to me and says, "Yeah, they think I'm a shoe in for the position." Everyone thinks, I've had a couple of people come up and say, "Hey, you need to go tell the boss that you're interested in that," and they think that because they found out last Saturday that I found out last Saturday. The truth is, I've known this was coming for 2 months. So yeah, the boss and I have talked a lot about this. He says he obviously has to open it up to everyone to make it fair, but he's told me himself that I've got a strong case. I got a strong argument for being the person. So, and like I said, they've been even in the last week, things have been changing. The boss is calling me in when he talks to the other leads. He's calling me in and asking me to give him my opinion on things. And he's always done that a little, but now getting a little voice in policy and stuff like that. And so that's part of what causes me to do this, Rhonda. That's why I don't say where I work. That's why I don't do, because there are weirdos out there. And so far, we've kept those two worlds separate. And that's the reason primarily I don't let anyone know at work know that I do the vlog, because not because I'm concerned at what they say, but you get that one person to say, "Oh yeah, I work with you." You'll come on a live stream and say, "Oh yeah, I work with you at so and so," and it's like then it's out. Now I think it'd be harder. I don't remember the exact circumstances of Jacob's position. If he had more of a interaction with customers. I don't have any interaction with customers, so it's unlikely somebody could say, "Yeah, I'm a customer. I was dealing with Breck, and he was really rude." And because I don't cross paths with customers, but I just prefer like that just to keep the two things separate. It's worked so far, so good here. Who's in social service. See, that's what. Oh, child use CPS. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, that's definitely an issue because then all you got to do is get someone to say, "Oh, yeah, he was abusing children," and even if they have to investigate that. And has learned your favorite quilt batting corporation is in Waco. It's called Hobbs. I've never even heard of it. A lot of things in Waco though. Is that Hobbs bonded fibers? There's a company called Hans Hobbs Bonded Fibers. Yeah, see, that's another advantage. I don't have a phone at work, so even if somebody called to talk to me, called the main office and wanted to talk to me, there wouldn't be any way to put them through. The only way I would be through my cell phone, and they're not going to they're not going to put some person that calls into the main desk through to my cell phone. So I don't know. I haven't heard Jordan talk about this particular stalker. It's funny. I noticed that he liked one of my photos a couple days ago. We know who he is. In fact, I know a lot about him. I know where he lives. I know what he looks like. I know where he works. I know what his kids look like. So, I mean, he causes trouble, he's going to find it. I haven't really had a problem with trolls or stalkers or any of that thing here for a while. I guess I'm not big enough to attract their attention, but that's fine. It's funny though. One time I remember we had a troll come on here, and I said something to the effect of, um, I guess it should be considered a compliment that I have a big enough of a vlog to attract enough attention to get the trolls. And the troll said back, "You're not that big." And then I said back, and I replied back, "Then why are you here? Clearly, I am big enough that you feel the need to come in and be an idiot." Yeah, I remember you. I remember you saying that, Rhonda. I've said this before that when anyone comes to my house and tries to start trouble, they're going to have a very short, very loud conversation with a 12 gauge shotgun filled with double aught buckshot. I'm ready for them. I'll let them get far enough in the house so shotgun blast doesn't blow them out the front door. Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. They're just, if they spent half the time they do trolling people, actually trying to produce their own blog and do something, they could actually be successful. But look at some of these people that start trolling YouTube channels, or where they're just out there, causing trouble for other vloggers. They got 10 or 15 followers or subscribers. They're just doing it for their friends. They're idiots. Yes, it is. It's a good thing guns are legal in Texas. That's another reason I came to Texas. One of the reason I bought the shotgun is because I had a Beretta 9 millimeter that I bought legally about 35 years ago. And the changing California laws, it was illegal to own that gun now because it had too many bullets in it. No, you don't want to blow them out the front door though. The body's got to be in the house. If it's outside the door, they could make the argument that they never entered the house and therefore they weren't really a threat. So you got to let them into the house far enough so the blast doesn't blow them back out the door again. Once they're in the house, it's fair game. It's on. Yeah, I've heard of people doing that too, Lindex. Yeah, well, double aught buckshot, close range on a 12 gauge shotgun. It's not gonna be much of a likelihood that they survive that. It's the other advantage of having the tile floors too. Blood cleans up really easy. Yeah, the one I had held 15 rounds, and apparently that quote unquote triggered California. Yeah, people have nothing better to do. There's weirdos all over the place. They bite. Yeah, that's right. That means you. You got to come up and say hi, though. They want to see your. They want to see your pretty face here. That's true. I think if you're gonna call yourself green because you use an electric car, you need to get all of your electricity for charging your vehicle from solar or wind power. If you're using fossil fuels to charge your electric car, you aren't really changing anything. Yeah, that's crazy. You got to be able. I like the stand your ground technique we have here in Texas. In the long run, I think it creates it makes a safer environment when you do that because criminals are less likely to pull anything stupid if they know that they're more than likely they might get killed doing it. They're generally cowards, which is why they carry guns themselves. And if they know that their victim may fight back, that's they're less likely to try something, I believe. Logan picked you some grass and said she got you flowers. How sweet, Logan. You're nice. Yeah, mine too, Rhonda. Mine too. Well, and that's what's happening. You have power problems in California. What are they going to do? They're going to tell you not to charge your car. Great. Okay, so what do you do now? Yeah, I think I gave my mom dandelions when I was a kid. Well, there's also the problem where, where do you get the ingredients for all the batteries? All the batteries are coming from like Africa, and I think 90% of that is controlled by China. So you don't think that China will cut us off? And people don't account for the fact that those batteries don't last for a long time. They don't last forever, and so you got to replace them. In many cases, a new battery costs more than the car, and so the battery dies. You got to replace it. It's 25,000 dollars sometimes. I don't know about you, but I don't have $25,000 sitting in my pocket. I keep reading stories about people that are taking electric cars on like road trips and having problems because they got to stop and charge for 8 hours every 3 or 4 hours of driving. It's just not there yet. Yeah, exactly. They weigh a ton. What do I think of self-driving cars? I would not trust my life to a machine at this point. I could just see, you get a computer crash in the middle of driving the car and you're not paying attention, and all of a sudden the computer crashes, and a second later the car crashes. Why can't they make an electric car that produces all of its own electricity? Maybe recharges an internal battery for backup. That would be I believe that would be a violation of the conservation of energy. You can't. There's a law that says you can't produce, or uh, you can't. What is it? You can't produce more energy than there is, or something like that. There's no perfect one-to-one thing. You can't produce your own energy. It has to come from somewhere, and everything wastes a little bit of energy in the process. The only thing that would be sustainable would be like nuclear powered cars, but who wants to drive a nuclear reactor around? Well, that's another issue is with the batteries is they tend to catch fire spontaneously, and it's like really really difficult to put them out. You need like hundreds of thousands of gallons of water to put these fires out because once you get it out, it just reignites again. They've been saying in some cases what they have to do is like dig a hole, fill the hole with water, and then push the car into the water. And that's the only way that they can put these things out sometimes. You crossed the old route 66 and 68. You're sure you didn't cross 68 and 66? Because I mean, I can see how it'd be easy to confuse those two. I have thought about doing solar kind of in a limited manner just to power the air conditioner. That seems like that'd be a really great way to do that, because the days you want the air conditioner the most is the days the sun's out. So let the sun power that. And I got one part of the back part of the roof on the house that would be perfect for that because it's pointing, at the afternoon sky. Yeah, I've tended to avoid the solar lights in the yard. I don't think they work that well. They don't stay lit all night, and they wear out after a while. I've never really had good luck with solar powered lights. Okay, so you're sure it was 1968. You just weren't on Route 68 in 1966. Just checking. That's true. Yeah, the a hailstorm would pretty much destroy your solar panels. That is true. Well, generally the solar powered lights, you're using a solar cell to charge a battery, and then those batteries they wear out. They don't charge as well over time. Now, a lot of times the batteries in the solar lights are just the normal rechargeable double A's, and you can sometimes replace those. There's just no way to put lights out there. Yeah, I get it. If there's no electricity out there, you're kind of limited in your options. But I kind of prefer the low voltage lights, and you can run the wire a long distance on that because it's usually low voltage AC. I remember a couple years ago when when I first moved into the house, I put some uh, low voltage lights in the trees shining at the underside of the canopy, provide just a little light in the front yard, but not much. And I probably got, several hundred feet of wire from the lights to the power supply, which is in the garage, and works great. I see a few houses around here that have solar panels on them. I've thought about getting a propane tank for gas because we don't have natural gas on here either. I wish we did. That was one of the things I really wanted when I looked for a house, but I just couldn't find one that had it. You're gonna run power out there after they finish digging. Yeah, that's right. They're like digging out all your yard, right? I do like LED lights. I have LED lights everywhere in the house now. There are no incandescents here anymore. I never liked the what they call the compact fluorescent bulbs. Those are those curly Q ones. I've always been a little leery of the solar panel thing because a lot of times the companies they want to lease you the panels. So what they'll do is they'll put the panels on the roof for free and then charge you less for than you normally pay for electricity. But then there's all sorts of complications. They get involved when you want to sell the house because now they need to make the approval to get some approval to make sure the person's going to pay for them, pay for their solar panels and stuff like that. And I don't know if I was going to do it, I just want to buy them myself and own the whole thing. And yeah, when you have kids with medical issues, then you're right. That's a whole different issue. Like I said, I would if I was doing solar panels, it wouldn't necessarily be to power the whole house, but maybe just to power the air conditioner. Well, they got to be getting to the point now where there's been enough of these solar panels created that the prices should be coming down a little bit. Yeah, I've seen people doing that. In fact, there's a on the way to Dallas along, I think, 35 West, there's a some sort of a solar panel where it's a big field of like mirrors, and the mirrors are all directed at this big sphere on the top of a tower filled with water, and it reflects the sunlight from all directions to heat this ball on top of this tower, and that generates steam, and the steam turns a turbine, and that generates electricity. I don't know how efficient it is, but I've seen it. Bill Gates is too tied in with the Chinese to begin with. Yeah, battery backup would be nice in this house. We have little power glitches every once in a while. It's to the point where some of the clocks in the house, I just don't even bother setting them anymore because, once a week or so, we'll have like a power glitch here that'll reset all the clocks. Usually it's so short duration, it doesn't even reboot the computers, but it's enough to glitch the clocks. Motorcycle just did a wheelie in front of you, huh? Show off. Yeah, I've heard of people talking about like building solar panels into like windows, for the side of high rises. I don't know. I never really heard a whole lot about that, but yeah, we call them brownouts here too. I mean, obviously the clock in the bedroom that has the alarm on it, I got to reset that one. But the clock on the oven, the clock on the microwave are usually just blinking because of how often the power glitches here. You want to get a greenhouse window for the kitchen? I've been thinking about building a greenhouse over my garden in the yard. I think I've mentioned that a few times. I hope they do get rid of daylight savings time. It's stupid. Well, I mean, leave us on daylight savings time and then just stay there. Stop switching back all the time. Has the car required much maintenance? Just the typical stuff, you know, oil, brakes, tires, the stuff that is consumable that you got to deal with. But no other issues. The car's been really reliable. I think if they put it up to a national vote, I think most people would vote to get off this time clock change stuff. In addition to throwing everybody's sleep patterns off, it really makes it complicated for companies like mine that run around the clock because all of a sudden now you got one group of people that are losing an hour uh, once a year and gaining an hour the other half of the year, and just it just doesn't make sense anymore. So now you're going to harvest hot peppers. I haven't gotten any peppers off of my plants yet. Yeah, exactly. It loses an hour at one point in the year, and then you end up working a 13-hour day on the other part of the year. Yeah, I understand that was why it was created, but it still doesn't make any sense. The day isn't any longer. If it's an issue of keeping companies open later, during harvest season, then fine, just have the company stay open an hour later and during harvest season. Why change everybody's schedule? I don't know. It's out of my hands now in terms of the promotion at work. The boss said something about wanting to have it wrapped up by the 1st of September. So I don't know. We'll see. What does a typical work shift look like? It's a 12 and a half hour shift, 7 to 7:30. And with this new thing, I'll probably end up coming in a half hour early and leaving an hour or so later. So maybe 13, 14-hour days. You have so many hot peppers, you could supply the whole town. I've gotten like a couple so far this year, not much. Nothing from my scorpion pepper plants, nothing from my um, ghost pepper plants. It's just been the jalapenos that provided a couple. Yeah, but what they could do is if they're concerned about school kids having light in the morning, just set it so it's always light in the morning all year round and then don't switch back. Yeah, 12-hour days are nice because I get a minimum of a 3-day weekend every week, and every other week I get a 4-day weekend. So that's really cool. I like having the days off. So in September, well, if I get it, no, no tomatoes yet either. But the tomato plants didn't produce anything last year until late in the season. They're still growing. I don't think I'm going to get anything from the broccoli or the Brussels sprout plants, so they don't seem to be doing well. The yard has always been about finding what works and what doesn't, and I've had good results every year with the chili peppers, and pretty good results with the tomatoes. So I keep going back to those. I had great results last year with the okra, but I'm not enough of an okra fan that I want to do that. So it might be that it's just too hot for most of the plants. You're right. Doesn't leave a lot of time for date night. Well, that's what the weekends are for. Yeah, I know. And my issue might be the soil quality too. But like I said, I'm not doing it for food. I'm doing it more for fun. Yeah, long distance relations are a real hassle. Corn would be fun to try. I'd probably try that at some point. I don't know about watermelon. Well, Logan's in luck too because I really like brunettes. I'll be a really old man though, Logan. Yeah, one of the elephant ears did come back. I was really surprised. I mean, I guess that bulb survived underground, and two of my philodendrons came back. I thought I lost both of those. I'm actually doing pretty well keeping those going right now just by watering a lot out there. I think that's what they need. They just need a lot of water. I don't see a lot of snakes. We see the little baby snakes, but I haven't really seen a large snake here in Texas, except at the zoo. Dehydrated watermelon. So if it's dehydrated watermelon, is that just a melon then? Because if it's dehydrated, that means you take the water out of it. So you take the water out of watermelon, it's just a melon, right? She has experience with wheelchairs. Okay. Yeah, you'll be pushing me around then, Logan. No, I still see the possum in the yard. Tastes like cotton candy, huh? Time to name him. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a baby. He's tiny. Yeah, I tend to avoid freezing things as much as possible. Playmate for bite and nibble. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much they'd be into it. I did find a very beautiful lizard in the house the other day when I was getting ready to go to work. I shot video of it. You'll see it on an upcoming video. No, I've never canned. My mom did that a bit when I was a kid. We had a peach tree that produced way too many peaches, and so my mom would can those every year. Must be smart if he picked my yard. I don't know. I guess he's probably just a. I don't know. He might be going after the bird bath or something like that. I also tend to put kitchen waste, that kind of stuff on top of Flash's cave, just because I want whatever grows there to grow there. And if it grows into something that Flash likes to eat, then all the better. Yeah, I guess I've never really thought about canning stuff using the instant pot, but yeah, you're right. It probably would work. Yeah, I wouldn't do pickled beets. I don't like beets. That was something my grandmother was into. My grandmother or grandfather was into, and so every time we go visit them in Minnesota, we'd get Pete. They'd serve beets, and that's one of the few veggies I don't like. Pickles, on the other hand, are excellent. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. That's why I tried growing my own this year, but didn't work. We'll try something else next year. I tried Bubba's pickles. No, I don't think I have. Yeah, me too, Rhonda. Brussels sprouts are great. No, no canned Brussels sprouts. They got to be fresh. I very rarely buy canned vegetables, anything. I prefer fresh all along the way here. Yeah, dill pickles are good. Oh, see, I keep misreading things. I just said canned Brussels sprouts. Candied Brussels sprouts? I don't know. Any ideas for another restaurant vlog? I don't know. Oh, I got to find out what's here. There's a Mexican place that is near where my boss used to live that he's been recommending. Want to check it out someplace. It says it's got really good, authentic Mexican food. That's one of my disappointments about Texas is you'd think that a place with so many Mexicans that there'd be good Mexican food, but unfortunately, a lot of the Mexican food that you find in Texas is what they call Tex-Mex, and I'm not into Tex-Mex. I've tried it; it's just not. It's not my thing. I haven't seen a Home Depot store. Actually, no, I think maybe I did see something on Amazon. Let's see if we can find it. I think there was like a Home Depot store. But I don't think it was HO scale. I think that was the problem. You see, I'm seeing all sorts of buildings, but I don't see a Home Depot. All right, here's one that's kind of cool. It's a model railroad scenery structure of an old west gallows. That's kind of that'd be kind of great for like Halloween or something like that. You see that being in my model railroad here. Some dude hanging from the gallows. Ambulance chaser hot sauce. Is that a brand? I assume it is. Sounds like something I'd check out. Mexican street carts. There, we got like food trucks, what we in California affectionately called roach coaches. Brown sugar to spaghetti sauce. I don't know. That doesn't sound too appealing. Yeah, I don't know if I have the patience to work on something that intricately small in the garage. Yeah, I think Jordan kind of needs one of those for Jaw too. A little step thing to help him get up on the bed. Jaw's gotten a little bit chunky in the midsection there. He can't necessarily jump up onto the couch or onto the bed anymore. I think it's because Jordan spoils him. I don't think in the case of Jaw though that you could consider him geriatric. I think he's only what 6 or 7 years old. He's still just a baby. Yeah, I used to babysit Jaw when Jordan went on his early foreign trip vlogs. The dog is beside you snoring. I know how to wake your dog up. Yeah, I heard you say the kittens are off the bottles. That's good. That makes things a little easier. Yeah, and I would some of the first videos I produced were of Jaw going out on some of his walks. I still got those videos, and some of the most adorable ones were the ones where the reunion would happen. I think Jaw was always more excited to see Jordan. He called them the dynamic duo, huh? Oh, it's that time again. Gene's checking out for church. Have a good church, Gene. Thanks for stopping in. Sushi vlog. That would be good. I like sushi, but not making my own. I'm not into that. Hey, bye. How are you, buddy? Hey, there's Eric. Now you're gonna meow at me, huh? Is that how it works? I throw you one treat, and now you want to meow? See if we get Nibble to make her daily appearance here. She hasn't done that yet today. Bites here, but I don't see Nibble yet. Sometimes I hear her jumping down from the shelves. Oh, there she is. There's a little orange face peering around the corner there. Let's see if we can coax her out a little bit here. Yeah, you poor mistreated thing, you. See, the trick is you got to arc it over Bite so Bite doesn't get it. By the time I arced it too high, I think it hit the ceiling. See, we coax Bite to come over here, and then we can get one to Nibble. Now he's got to run further. except when I hit the wall and it ricochets back here. Yeah, my overhand isn't that good. Is it bite? Well, it's good for you, isn't it? Oh well, Nibble gave up on us. Oh no, there's us. There she is again. All right, we'll try the shotgun approach here. That way, Nibble's got to get a few of them here. Yeah, Nibble's getting a few. She needs a few. Poor thing, she's starving to death. She's only 12 pounds and bites 17. Poor underfed thing. You finishing the last episode? Is that the new Quantum Leap or the original? I haven't even been interested in checking out the new one. The original was great though, with Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell. You have no idea how that sounds on your end. That's what I'm going for. That's what we're going for. We're waking up the dead here. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't harass the Ronda's pets because they're not home. Unless you were nice enough to let the leave the TV on so the critters could watch the TV. Okay, Eric's watching the original. Cool. Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great series. There are a few of them that I really like. I One of my favorite is a two-parter called The Leap Home, where Sam leaps into himself as a child, or as well as a young man, and tries to change his brother's fate of dying in Vietnam. It's funny because after Scott stopped doing Quantum Leap, he it was a number of years later. He was the captain of the first Enterprise, and he was the first one on the Warp 5 ship, and you could hardly tell. It didn't look like he was any older. You have a couple of butterflies on the front window of your car, huh? Oh yeah, yeah. If it isn't up, then you don't know it's there. That's true. Yeah, I've liked Scott in other things in the things I've seen him in. Like I said, it's just a couple of things. He was in Quantum Leap, of course, and then um, in Star Trek Enterprise. Attracted to Logan's sweetness. Yeah, that must be it. He was also in Celebrity Big Brother. Yeah, that's not the kind of shows I watch, but there were a couple of reality shows like that, but that I watched, but not a whole lot. Did some Lifetime like movies, huh? Yeah, I've been getting on my Facebook. I've been getting a lot of posts about the Star Trek prop up thing in what New York or whatever. It's interesting that he went because he was never really that much of a Trekkie. See, the only reality shows I like some of the home improvement shows, so that was how I learned a lot of my, you know, home improvement abilities as from watching those. And it's how I got to know Chip and Joanna, which probably had an influence on me coming to Waco. And I used to like watching American Chopper. That was a good show. Pawn Stars, Storage Wars, those were good. I thought those were all good shows. Yeah, I never was into the Jersey Shore. That was not my scene. Yeah, Bob Vila was a little before my time. Housewives is a no, huh? Yeah, I watched a few of the house flipping shows. If it's trashy and wild, you're in, huh? Is there a Jersey Shore in the UK? See, I gave up on TV a few years ago, so I don't even know what shows are on anymore. Oh, it's called a Geordie Shore, huh? Okay. I thought maybe that was just a typo, like an autocorrect thing. I did see it said Geordie, but I thought that was just you typed Jersey and Geordie popped up. You stream everything. Okay. See, I only subscribe to a couple of streaming services. I wish they had like one streaming service that had everything. But what you end up having to do is, subscribe to 50 different services to get all the stuff you want. And what you end up be there'll be something that you want, but there's only one thing on that service that you want. So you end up paying for the whole service for that one thing, it just isn't worth it. Might just be me, but I'm funny that way. I don't like wasting money if I can avoid it. Good morning, Connie. Although technically it's afternoon here. It's supposed to be like 107 today. That's insane. Hey, Bite, you gonna come visit? Let him see your ugly face. See Nibble too. You're only gonna come halfway. Is that how it's gonna be? Only coming halfway. Nibble's peering around the corner, hoping we don't notice that there's an orange face sticking out of the wall. Right? Nobody's gonna notice. All right, put the eyeballs on here so I can actually see what people are saying. Logan tells you off in Spanish too. That's funny. Yeah, I guess Spanish is probably more useful in the US or even in Canada. Still recording football games, huh? That's cool. Trojan Media Productions, is that your company? I used to work for a company that the owner was Chinese. Never had to learn Chinese though. I took German in high school. Not much of it stuck. I can understand a little bit, but it was one of those things like I had to do it. I had to take a language, and that's the one I went with. Probably wouldn't have taken any foreign language if I wasn't required to do it. You got kicked out of French in school? Wow. Okay, it's a school pro. Okay, I get it. And I guess if I were you, I'd probably call mine Epic Productions or something like that, since you seem to go with the Epic name. Yeah, I think that was the case of me too, Lindex. I didn't use it, so I lost it. Hasn't been 10 years for me, but it's been about four. Well, not even that probably, because it was after I moved into the house. So it's probably been two and a half since I dumped TV. But I haven't really watched it a whole lot, even before that. Even before I moved out of California, I don't really think I was watching a lot of TV at the time. Yeah, they don't even teach. You're right. They don't even teach English very well. Yeah, YouTube has its moments. In fact, I was just noticing yesterday my JFK video is like within striking distance of having 100,000 views. That's my first 100,000 view video. That's pretty cool for me. I don't know. Let's see if we hit it now. It was like last night I was looking at it, and it was like it was less than 100 to go. Let's see. Analytics. There we go. That's the one. Oh, yeah, I hit 100,000 on that. 100,002. All right. So that one went up a lot today because it went up like 90 views in the last 12 hours or so. It's been averaging what 40 or 50 a day. So that's pretty cool. Like, look at that. Look at that. You can see the track on that one. You know, it started over here with low numbers and it got one little spike and then another little spike and then that third spike. And that third spike drove us over 100,000 views. That's insane. My first 100,000 video. I should go get a screen capture of that. Oh, Rhonda checked out. Got to go back to the races. That's okay. We're coming close to the end anyway. We got about 10 minutes to go. Thanks, Lindex. I'm proud of the JFK videos. I'm really hoping the RoboCop video takes off at some point too. Do I believe the conspiracy? I don't know. I don't know whatever happened. I made it very, very clear on those videos that this is what the official story is. I'm not advocating any of it. In fact, at the end of the third video, I said I know that there's a lot of people that have opposing viewpoints, and feel free to discuss them in the comments below. I'm not taking one position or another. I'm just saying this is that it's a this is what the official story is, and what does it mean when it's 100,000? It doesn't mean anything. It's just 100,000 is a really cool milestone. So yeah, mark this day in history. Uh, August 20th, 2023. I had my first 100,000 view video. Yeah, I'll definitely have to send Jordan a text on that because yeah, he'll be proud because that was his idea to do the JFK video. He said, "Yeah, you should go to Dallas and do JFK." It's like, yeah, well, that's not a bad idea. I said, go to Dallas. I don't know if I want to go to Dallas, but you remember that series? That was a three-part video, and my number one and number three video of all times are part of the JFK series. So that's pretty cool. Number two is the Logan's Run video I did. Never got into the TV series Friends. How's my mom? My mom's doing fine. I guess they they had like a Hawaiian luau in the diner the other night. I guess she enjoyed that. Which one is that? The JFK video? I appreciate when people watch them over and over again. So maybe it's Tracy that pushed that one over 100,000. I think if she had the chance, she had the choice, she'd prefer to have continued living in the house. But I think she likes where she is. She's got some friends, and that's real nice. And she can get out when she wants to, and she's close enough that my sister's right there, so that makes it handy too. It's funny when she talked about moving out of the house, she said, "Oh, I don't want to move to Sacramento. It's too hot up there." And it's like, Mom, you spend your entire time in your room watching TV. You can watch. It doesn't matter how hot it is outside. You got air conditioning inside. You can move into the Sahara Desert and get everything you need. Yeah, I hope to stay here for the rest of my life. I like this house. I like this neighborhood. This is a good place for me. I appreciate that you watch my videos over and over, Tracy. Yeah, I mean that was a good one. I've got a few of them that I'm really proud of. I like the time that I went to Huntsville, Texas, and watched those bats coming out of that warehouse. That's one of my favorite videos. I watch that one from time to time. That still amazes me how awesome that was. And it wasn't awesome because of my video. It's just awesome because of the spectacle. Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. That was a place that she and my dad lived in their entire married life. I mean, they basically moved into that place, a year and a half after they got married, and lived in that place, basically until my dad died. What are some of my other favorite videos? I still like the Waco horror one that I did. I think that one was good. Um, I expect that the RoboCop one will be a good one. I enjoyed doing the time where I went down to that train wreck that happened a week after it happened. I got to walk around the wreckage. That was a fun video. Um, Done a couple of them with Jordan. That's always kind of fun. I like kind of telling the story of the history of the area I live in. Now I know more about the history of of Waco than I ever did about the places I lived in California. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate that. That's a really nice compliment. My videos are a little different than other people's videos, but you know what? I've said this before. This thing is the true definition of a vlog. It's a video journal of my life. It's what's going on in my world, and you all have chosen to come along for the ride. I'm hearing the squirrels outside dropping pecans onto the roof. I mean, does Waco? I mean, I'm sure there is a historic society. I'm not aware of it, but there's all sorts of cool museums in town too. Yeah, I ended up getting my pool pump. They actually refurbished it for me, which was kind of cool. So it's a new pump with all the old parts. Cost about half the amount to replace. I went down to that. What's it called? Oh, nuts! What's the town called? Hang on, let me look. Bellmead, Bellmead Pool Company. It's on Highway 84, just like northeast of the 35. That's where I get all my pool stuff done, and I brought my pump down there, thinking, okay, I'm going to have to, see if they. It appeared to be seized up for me, so I was going to have them look at it and see if they could unseize it. Well, the guy overhauled it for me, and like I said, it was half the price of a new pump. So I got basically a new pump for half the price. They've taken good care of me. But I think part of the reason I like the history of Waco more is Waco's got more history. It's an older town. I think even the oldest place I ever lived in was Placentia, and I think Placentia was only like 80 years old. Waco's been around for 150 years, and it's got history all over town dating back to then. Kids used to tease you because you asked what you're doing and said you were hiking with Breck. And you were lost, but I was not, huh? Yeah, I never really thought it'd be that much into history, but it's kind of fun seeing the historical places around this place. Because there is so much history around here, history that you can walk into. Because I mean, so many of the buildings downtown are old. They've been here for 100 years. And there's so many great pictures from history too. My mom got me last Christmas. My mom, was it last Christmas or the year before? I guess it was Christmas before. She got me that great book of Fred Gildersleeve's photos. Fred Gildersleeve is is a very famous photographer, is known as Waco's photographer, and snapped all sorts of really historic photos of Waco in its formative years. Yeah, some of those houses are beautiful too. I'd like to go in some of those sometimes, but they're all privately owned. That's really cool. Is that these people buy these houses and just keep them up. Yeah, I've never seen anything advertised for some of these houses, but yeah, if there was like an opportunity to go into some of them, I mean, how many times do you get to go into a 100-year-old house? If I had the money, I would have definitely bought one of those. It would have been fun trying to rebuild one of those places, or at least keep it looking nice. Yeah, I'm sure Magnolia would. I know Magnolia. The Chip and Joanna bought that Cottonland Castle that I've shown you a few times. Now I understand now they've finished that up and are selling it now. How cool would it be to buy that place, huh? Little out of my price range. Maybe I can put it on my Amazon wish list. Anyway, I think I've done my 2 hours today, so we're gonna pull the plug on this one, um, and we'll pick this up again next week. I had a good time today. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Good night.